Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
The act of entering. Arriving at a place or position. Incoming class. Entering upon a position of office vacated by another. The incoming president. A movement into or inward. The act of entering. Put into a trance. Something that provides access, to get in or get out. They waited at the entrance to the garden. A movement into or inward. The act of entering. She made a grand entrance. Attract. Cause to be enamored. A written record of a commercial transaction. Something that provides access, to get in or get out. Beggars waited just outside the entryway to the cathedral. The act of beginning something new. The act of entering. Something, manuscripts or architectural plans and models or estimates or works of art of all genres etc. Submitted for the judgment of others, as in a competition. An item inserted in a written record. The act of entering. Astronomy, the disappearance of a celestial body prior to an eclipse. Of elected officers, elected but not yet serving. Coming after or following. Decree or designate beforehand. Indicate a place, direction, person, or thing, either spatially or figuratively. Give an assignment to a person, to a post, or assign a task to a person. Design or destine. Assign a name or title to. Appointed but not yet installed in office. An exclusive group of people. One of the elect who have power inside the government. Selected as the best. An elect circle of artists. Choose. I elected to have my funds deposited automatically. Elected but not yet installed in office. The president-elect. Select by a vote for an office or membership. We elected him chairman of the board. The time yet to come. Of elected officers, elected but not yet serving. A verb tense that expresses actions or states in the future. A verb tense or other formation referring to events or states that have not yet happened. Future auxiliary. Bulk commodities bought or sold at an agreed price for delivery at a specified future date. Effective in or looking toward the future. He was preparing for future employment opportunities. Yet to be or coming. Some future historian will evaluate him. A state in Midwestern United States. To or toward the inside of. Come in. A unit of length equal to 1/12 of a foot. A rare soft silvery metallic element. Occurs in small quantities in sphalerite. Currently fashionable. The in thing to do. Directed or bound inward. Took the in bus. Holding office. The in party. Directed or moving inward or toward a center. The inbound train. Flowing inward. Flowing inward. An inflow. An inpouring of spiritual comfort. Pouring inward. Inpouring throngs of immigrants. Directed or moving inward or toward a center. Inward flood of capital. To or toward the inside of. Toward the center or interior. Move the needle further inwards. Relating to or existing in the mind or thoughts. A concern with inward reflections. Immediately following in time or order. Next in line. Of elected officers, elected but not yet serving. Our next president. Nearest in space or position, immediately adjoining without intervening space. In the next room. Of a day of the week, nearest, or nearest but one, after the present moment. Not this Saturday, next Saturday. Accomplishment of an objective. Someone who arrives, or has arrived. The act of arriving at a certain place. They awaited her arrival. The body of people, such as students, who register or enroll at the same time. The act of enrolling. The act of enrolling. Something that provides access, to get in or get out. The right to enter. The principal dish of a meal. An entrance, especially a theatrical entrance onto a stage or as if onto a stage. She made a graceful entree into the ballroom. An attack that penetrates into enemy territory. The act of entering some territory or domain, often in large numbers. The incursion of television into the American living room. The mistake of incurring liability or blame. Any entry into an area not previously occupied. Entry to another's property without right or permission. Entrance by force or without permission or welcome. Rock produced by an intrusive process. The forcing of molten rock into fissures or between strata of an earlier rock formation. A sudden violent spontaneous occurrence, usually of some undesirable condition. A sudden sharp increase in the relative numbers of a population. A sudden violent entrance, a bursting in. The recent eruption of bad manners. Clear or deep perception of a situation. An attack that penetrates into enemy territory. The ability to make way into or through something. The greater penetration of the new projectiles will result in greater injuries. The act, by a man, of inserting his penis into the vagina of a woman. The act of entering into or through something. The penetration of upper management by women. The depth to which something penetrates, especially the depth reached by a projectile that hits a target. The body of people, such as students, who register or enroll at the same time. The act of adjusting something to match a standard. The act of enrolling. A document certifying an act of registering. Music. The sound property resulting from a combination of organ stops used to perform a particular piece of music. The technique of selecting and adjusting organ stops. The fee charged for admission. The act of admitting someone to enter. The surgery was performed on his second admission to the clinic. The right to enter. An acknowledgement of the truth of something. The act of admitting someone to enter. The right to enter.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.